Boom, just like that. We're in a podcast, people. Lots to talk about on the episode. We've got, of course, the first look at the OceanGate Titan Wreckage. Some crazy pictures coming in from that senseless tragedy. Speaking of which, Madonna in the hospital as we speak, intubated over the weekend. We'll share the details there. There is a conspiracy theory about Ryan Seacrest. I mean, more theory than conspiracy, but interesting nonetheless, as he is announced as the new host of Wheel of Fortune. Rosanne Barr says nobody died in the Holocaust. I don't know, people. What do you want from me? Richard Branson is not learning a thing from the OceanGate Titan experience. He's getting ready to send rich people up into outer space. Andy Cohen kisses Jennifer Lawrence. Interesting clip there. Biden snaps on a member of the press corps, and we weren't here Monday because we were at a fundraiser with Sabs. We'll recap all of that for you on this episode and more. Sabs and Frankie C will be along for the ride. That, my friends, is a podcast. Nice to be here with you. Want to acknowledge and say hello to everybody in the live chat who got the party started before we actually did. Dennis, Bird, Miss Justice, TD, Diane, Raven, Kathy. See everybody there in the mix. Glenn, Will, hello everybody. Welcome to the podcast. As always, appreciate the live audience for being here, and as always, appreciate the not so live audience, the replay audience, for being there with us as well. Like I said, Frankie's going to join us a little bit. So we'll, Sabs will recap our wonderful evening over at the mansion at Oyster Bay on Monday night. We were raising funds for the Star Legacy Foundation. I have a couple of apologies to make for that evening. One to my man, Brian the Cannon Bannon. But more on that coming up. Let's start off with the OceanGate Titan Wreckage. Photographs coming up for the first time. Credit the AP News. I'm going to put this into the live chat. If you're watching or listening on the replay, you'll find a link in the description of this episode of some of the footage coming in and some of the first few photographs from the Titan, OceanGate Titan submersive, a word that we've come to not love so much, being pulled ashore here so that it can be investigated by the Canadian and American governments. These folks are doing some great work to pull this wreckage off of the bottom of the ocean, which is just unbelievable. A mere 10 days after it imploded, killing those 5 passengers on board, the 1 kid and the 4 other people. I don't know about you. I mean, again, we've been following this from day one, and it's been rough to kind of find them and do all that and the investigation. You know the story, but even after, finding some of the debris, we were, the fact that we were able, not we, but they were able to find all of this stuff within 10 days is kind of a small miracle. That's kind of a small miracle. Large chunks of the submersible were hauled ashore by a crane, as you could see in that photograph. Some of the pictures that you can see there from the link, recovered by a ship docked in Canada. Despite attempts to keep it covered, photos appear to show mangled electronics as well as the nose cone with the distinctive circular window, according to the Canadian press. Credit the AP, though, for the photographs. They were the ones who came across the photographs first. As we later learned, the U.S.-based Pelagic Research Services, or PRS, as I will refer to it from here forth, because I can't say that word, said that its crew on the Horizon Arctic has been working around the clock for 10 days now through tough physical and mental challenges to recover the debris from the submersible. They used specialized remote control vehicles to find the shattered sub about 12,500 feet underwater and several hundred feet away from the Titanic wreckage that it was on its way to explore. You could see they had some tarps over it, but we see some of those electronics. Again, the cone with the window in it. Some of the side panels are all in it. The crews did their best to cover it up, but listen, with the kind of a national attention that this story got, it's perverse, it's awful, but it's human nature for us to want to see this stuff. Like, don't feel bad for looking at it. All right, feel a little bad, but don't beat yourself up too much, because it's why we slow down for car wrecks on the side of the highway. Who would want to see that? Yet we kind of have to look. There's some sort of human condition we have, when it comes to this stuff. So understandable that they want to cover it up, but understandable that there were people. How these photographers, I mean, this is just down home cooking, old school investigative journalism, where they figure out who's over there doing the search, where that boat's going to wind up coming back and docking, and just about what time. I mean, you probably had this photographer camping out for days. I would give him credit, but it just says the Canadian Press via the AP. Oh, Paul Daly. There we go. Paul Daly is the photographer. So credit to Paul Daly for those photographs. Poor Paul Daly must have been just sitting in a car by himself for days, just waiting, drinking coffee like an old school stakeout, waiting for that thing to come up. You'll notice, and again, all right, so question you might be like, I thought this thing imploded. Why are we still seeing pieces of it? The all of the elements, the front, what you saw, the cone is a one piece metal, right? The back, one piece. I mean, the shell itself got torn up, but what basically was crushed was the hull, if you will. And that was that polycarbonate, whatever, the thing that's made up of multiple materials, not one solid piece of material. That's, that can't be, that there's no weakness in there. That thing in the middle, which they were sitting in, which for some reason they built out of the weakest material out of the whole thing and thought that it would be okay, is what, scrunched up together like an old can of soda. And that's what we won't see. That's what we won't see. But all the other stuff, you will see. All right. I'm going to put another link in the chat for everybody in case you're having a little trouble with the video. This one from the New York Post pulls all the pictures out. That might be a little bit easier to see. Sharon Loves Pizza. I sent an email gift for the podcast. Can you email $1 million? Because if you can, I'm really going to be excited to check that email later. Thank you, Sharon. You didn't have to do that. Appreciate that. We'll pop on over and take a look as soon as the episode is over. Dennis, goosebumps. Yeah, totally. You can't look at these images and not feel a little goosebumpily. It is definitely sad. They're going to study this stuff. They're going to investigate. I'm sure we'll find out some more information. I'm sure we'll find out exactly where this thing imploded, what went wrong exactly. I'm sure we'll find out. Who knows if they could date it down to the exact time or moment. I think we kind of have that from the auditory facts that have been collected. Them hearing that sound, that recording that came in on Sunday, on Father's Day. I'm sure that'll be part of it all. But I don't know. I'm sure we'll get some kind of information from it. No bodies, no hair or hat or wristwatch or anything crazy like that. I mean, even if they did get a small piece from one of the victims, we wouldn't have seen it come over in a crane like this. That would have been taken off of the boat in some other way, shape, or form. So if we do get any mention of that, we'll be sure to pass it along to you. Turns out the email gift from Sharon Loves Pizza is art. Maybe it'll be worth $1 million one day. We'll hold on to it. We'll keep it in the old vault, and we'll see if it can. Is it an NFT or is it an old school art thing? Please let me know, Sharon Loves Pizza. I got a lot of investments that are going wrong right now, so we could really use the cash injection. You know what I'm saying? Number one investment going wrong. We donated some money to the Star Legacy Foundation and then showed up at the event only to find our advertisement in the trash. So that was, again, not that I'm saying that's the only bad investment we've made. That is just the latest in a long series of bad money decisions we've made here on the podcast, for sure. If you don't know what I'm talking about, head on over to our TikTok, which you can find the link to in the description below or at anthonyonair.com. But we put together a whole recap of our time at the Star Legacy Foundation. We'll talk about this some more in a moment. There we are showing up at the event. We'll get into this as we go, but you can watch that TikTok right now and follow us on TikTok, people. We need some follows on the TikTok. We have 972 followers. I can't even tell you that is 0.001% of the amount of people that listen to this show. If we could just get 1% of the people that listen to this show to follow us on TikTok, we'll have a lot more followers. Did I say TikTok or TikTok? Get some TikToks, follow us on TikTok, and we'll have an amazing time together here on out. Episode, again, we're still in June, brought to you by our good pal Erin's book, Oval, a novel. It is Frank's wife's first book, and it is the first time anybody in Frank's family has had any sort of success whatsoever. So we really should celebrate this whole thing. I mean, you're talking about a long history of losers. This is the first time the name Campanella has ever been associated with a win, this up to and including this podcast. And we're very proud of Erin for that incredible work. It's a huge book. It's a great summer read. Reviews have been coming in and they've been through the roof. People love the story. It's a novel. So again, it's about a bunch of kids growing up, how their histories intersect and their futures intersect with one another. It's a wonderful story. Steinbeck-esque, if you will. A modern day Steinbeck, that Erin Campanella. Link in the description below. You can get it on Amazon in hardcover form there. I like to call it hardcover. Or on the old Kindle version. If you need to save a couple bucks, you can get it on the Kindle version. If you order it in June and you send a receipt, a little screenshot of your purchase over to mdchmedia@gmail.com, we'll send you a personalized note with a exclusive limited edition, batteries not included, AOA book club sticker. So that's very exciting. Grab a copy of that today. You'll be supporting Erin, of course, and helping her out, make it to the top of whatever bestseller book list she's going to be on. I hear the book is doing well, so we're all excited for her. So keep it going. Miss Justice just put a link in the live chat for the whole spiel there. You could order it with that link. Thank you, Miss Justice. You are always on top of it. You are the best. The Pet Wellness Coach only has 458 followers. Would love 900 plus. There you go. Follow the Pet Wellness Coach. If you need some pet wellness, I would assume you're going to get more pet wellness there than on the Anthony on Air podcast. So if you can, follow the Pet Wellness Coach. Only after you follow us on the TikTokers. Go on over to the TikTok, search Anthony Radio. Will come up. Appreciate that as always. You guys are the best. How about this news? Madonna in the hospital, hospitalized. Always weirds me out when something like this happens because Madonna was intubated over the weekend. I believe it was on Saturday night, but we didn't find out about it until today. In fact, until just a few hours ago. It wasn't much before the podcast started here that we learned that Madonna, who's 64 years old, was rushed to the hospital in New York City after being found unresponsive. Page 6 has the scoop on this one. She was discovered at her residence in New York City on Saturday before being admitted to the ICU, where she was intubated overnight. Her longtime manager, Guy Ossery, shared on Instagram today that Madonna developed a serious bacterial infection, which led to a several-day stay in the ICU. It weirds me out that somebody as huge as Madonna could go to the hospital and nobody knows about it. Like, you think if Madonna gets wheeled into the hospital, somebody's going to be like, holy crap, that's Madonna. What's Madonna doing in here? And then on top of that, Madonna's got a machine breathing for her. You would think that that would leak out at some point before today. This happened on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. What, 4 days? And they were able to keep Madonna on a breathing machine a secret? I'm very surprised. I mean, it tells me too that this was super serious, because the fact that it happened and her people didn't even put out a statement until today tells me that somebody over there in the Madonna camp was shitting a brick and was really worried and wanted to make sure that she was going to be okay before they put a statement out. You know, when these situations happen, this is should we say something? Is she going to die or is she going to make it? And if the answer is we honestly don't have any idea, they wait. They wait as long as they possibly can. I mean, if they know that they're going to be okay, they'll put the statement out. So that tells me that they didn't get she's going to be okay until today. And that's when Guy put out the message on Instagram. Madonna's now out of the intensive care unit and recovering in a regular room in a ward in an unidentified hospital. That's the other part of it. You know, keep it quiet. But again, that even broke, like I said, just a few hours ago, 3 hours ago, and we still don't know what hospital, because you got to figure that there's some. Who was the guy who got the picture of the wreckage? Paul Daly. There's some Paul Dalys that we got 1 million Paul Dalys in New York City. Hungry ones, savages who haven't eaten in a long time. You ever seen paparazzi? They're fucking crazy. And if they can be the first one to get a picture of Madonna before coming out of the hospital, you better believe some of them would kill the family members to do that. I've told this story before, so forgive me if you've heard it, but I was at the famous charity softball game in East Hampton where all the celebrities come. I was at that. We were taking a picture as a softball team, celebrity softball game, taking a picture. Fucking paparazzi were fighting with each other on who's going to get the picture. I'm like, we're all standing here for 10 minutes. You're going to get it. They're like, get out of the way. You're in my shot. They almost came to blows over a softball picture. I got to be honest with you. That year, wasn't a lot of famous people there. So those people are savages. I love photographers. I do. Friends with a lot of them. I have a lot of them to thank for some wonderful photographs they've captured of me over the years. But they're animals. They're animals. It's like talking about a football player versus a golf player. You know, a football player takes somebody's head off. Why? That's what he's programmed to do. That's his job. Golf player, not so much. Not so much. Golf player gets a blister on his finger and he's got to take a day off, you know? So that's what they are. Be proud of it, photographers. Lourdes Leon, which is Madonna's oldest daughter, she's been by her mother's bedside throughout the entire ordeal. Page 6 reports, it's unclear what kind of bacterial infection Madonna developed. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 23,000 Americans die from a range of serious bacterial infections each year. I wonder, and can't help but speculate, criticize me if you'd like, if it has to do with all the plastic and bullshit she's shooting into her fucking cheeks. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm a podcast host. But common sense tells me when you're walking around looking like this, that maybe some of that foreign substance in your body is hurting you, and now you're fucking passed out on the floor, getting rushed to the hospital and being intubated. Again, not a doctor, podcast host. But in the word of Bird, boom. Thank you. Laying it down. I would drop this mic if it wasn't on this fancy boom and cost a lot of money. And like I said, we just spent a lot of money sponsoring Sabs' event in which she threw our advertisement in the garbage before it even ended. Just saying. I'm not bitter. I'm just reporting the facts, people. I am just reporting the facts. Welcome, Aussie Annie, who did not get a notification that we're on. Somebody at YouTube, please tell them to look into this. We can't be losing people, especially Aussie Annie, our sole and number one fan in Australia. This Madonna business comes before her huge celebration tour in which she made out with half the people in the promotional video that she put on TikTok to promote this damn thing. And it looks like that whole thing is going to get scrapped. It was going to start in Vancouver on July 15th, and she was set to play 53 shows across North America and Europe. And her people said that they were going to reschedule. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, is she just going to reschedule the first couple of shows and hop back out there? Which is still possible. They haven't put out any of the details. But then as I kind of read the statement a little bit more, it kind of seems like they might shelf the entire thing and wait until she's really up and ready to go. So if you had tickets for that Madonna celebration tour, you might be waiting a little bit longer for her to come around and see you in a town near you. Now, Christine didn't get a notification either. We were really going to have to at YouTube and ask them what the fuck, because we're missing notifications. Do you guys have the bell clicked? I know that's a dumb thing to ask, but I think it's super important you click the bell on the YouTubes in order to get those notifications. Sometimes you may have accidentally unclicked the bell. I'm not here to accuse you of anything, but I know sometimes when I'm going for that like button, I can get a little click crazy and click around and hit that bell by accident, turn the whole damn thing off. So look into that before we go at screaming at YouTubes. Ryan Seacrest. I'm physically upset by this. I'm physically upset by not only the news that Ryan Seacrest is taking over Wheel of Fortune, but that I didn't see it coming. And going back on it now, it's like painfully obvious. Credit Paul, who sent the story in on the Twitter, also quite upset about it. Because we don't need another fucking Ryan Seacrest hosted show. We just don't. It's enough already with Ryan Seacrest. And I thought we were making progress when Seacrest decided, I won't host Live with Regis and Kelly anymore because Kelly doesn't really like me. I don't know why I'm getting up all hours in the morning. I got 17 other jobs. I'm gonna lay this one down, and I'm gonna move aside. And I thought, progress. Ryan is gonna spend some time in the real world where he doesn't have a camera on his face, and he's not talking like this to everybody. He's hosted American Idol still, right? He's got the New Year's Eve thing. He's got all the things. By the way, some people, Dick Clark, in his latter years, after Bandstand and all that shit, just made a living hosting the one. New Year's Eve is a big deal. New Year's Eve, a lot of people go out, but the majority of the world is watching TV. Even if you're out, there's still a TV on somewhere so you could watch the damn thing come down. You literally stay in everybody's world. You can be in somebody's life for 40 years working one night a week. Miley Cyrus, by the way, who's been hosting on, I don't know what channel she hosts on, maybe Fox. She's figured this out too. She's like, I can put out music and tour and all that, but if I just show up on New Year's Eve every year, after 10, 15 years, everybody's going to love me because I'm just going to be the New Year's Eve girl. I'm going to be the New Year's Eve girl that's not Ryan fucking Seacrest. And Dick Clark figured that out too. Dick Clark was cashing checks for years. He was like, I'm not going to work anymore. I'm going to show up on New Year's Eve. Everybody's going to be like, oh, there's Dick Clark again. How great. And then, after a while, everybody's going to love me. It's the truth. That's the one gig where you just go, I'll show up once. Everybody will be drunk. They won't really remember most of the shit anyway. But they'll be like, oh, there's the guy there's the New Year's Eve guy. And that's what it is. So Seacrest has got that going. So he could literally just fucking live off of that for the rest of his life and be just fine. But no, he's got to be in front of a camera. Anyway, why I am upset is the theory going around showbiz right now is that he only left Live with Regis and Kathy Lee to take this job that he knew months ago. And it's the only reason why he gave up the gig, that Pat Sajak was out, because Pat Sajak told the producers of Wheel of Fortune he was out before it was announced publicly. So the producers of Wheel of Fortune have had this in motion for a while. So this mysterious announcement from Seacrest that he's stepping aside from Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, everybody's like, this son of a bitch had a deal on the side. I'm going to step in for Pat Sajak, tell Vanna White what to do for the rest of her fucking natural life. So I'm pissed. I'm pissed that he didn't genuinely give up a job. He just traded one for another. And I'm pissed I didn't see it coming, because that should have been, granted, I don't know about Pat Sajak, but still, I should have just felt it in the air. I should have just known the son of a bitch is up to something else. There's no way he's just hanging it up to go spend time with his wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. Is he gay? I don't even know. Does he have a family? Does anybody like him? I'm not sure. Does he have friends? You would think not. I don't think Brian Seacrest has friends. I think he has producers. I think that even when you're at like a party and if he had a friend, he would be like, what time is the next break coming? And you'd be like, Ryan, this is a fucking barbecue. There are no cameras. Can you fucking relax and have a hot dog? Also, does he eat? Because I don't think so. I saw this son of a bitch give an interview on Kimmel where he goes, I'm learning Italian. And Kimmel goes, why? And he's like, well, because Italian food is my favorite and you know I'm a foodie. What? No, I'm a foodie, motherfucker. Look at the evidence, okay? I'm a fucking foodie. You look like you haven't eaten anything but broccoli and a fucking brown rice in 25 fucking years. There's no way you sling sausage and peppers and chicken parm like I do, you son of a bitch. And you're going to sit here going, I'm a foodie. I'm such a foodie. I love Italian food so much. I'm going to learn Italian. I love Italian food. Do you know what I do besides learn Italian? I just fucking eat. I could sit there and go, should I learn Italian or should we just go to the fucking ristorante and get a goddamn chicken parm? And the answer is always chicken parm. Okay? It's always chicken parm. I don't know who's out there sitting there going, I need to learn Italian because I love Italian food so much. I love Italian food so much. I go, we should figure out another way to sneak in an Italian meal today. Maybe we should do first dinner, second lunch. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to my wife, let's go get fucking Rosetta Stone and learn how to be Italian. No. Pasta. Pollo. Prosciutto. You're done. You know, that's it. You don't need to learn anything else. You don't need to go, look at me, I'm fucking Italian. I love Italian food so much. I'm learning Italian. You fucking disgust me. Thin son of a bitch. Anyway, where was I going with all this? The Italian thing really pissed me off. You know, my grandmother tried to teach me Italian. I avoided it from her all these years. I go, I got it. Pizza, pasta, like I can figure it out. I can get into any restaurant in the world that serves Italian food, get fed, and pay the check. We don't have to go any deeper than that. There's no need for studying. There's no need for studying. Even when I go to one of those fancy ass Italian restaurants where the fucking titles are in Italian, guess what? I figure it out. I find my way around and I make sure I got some fucking chicken covered in cheese and red sauce on my plate. It's not hard. It's not hard and doesn't require a subscription to Babbel. Okay? You're another bunch of people that can go fuck yourselves. Now I'm missing all the good Paul comments and everything else. I see people laughing here. Let's see here. Paul, thanks, Ant. Seacrest is part of the lame ass cabal. Deep State Seacrest. I like that one from Robin. That's a strong one. Deep State Seacrest. A lot of secrets from that Seacrest. Son of a bitch. Oh, I'm learning Italian. Oh, hi, Jimmy. Oh, yeah, I'm learning Italian because I love Italian. I love Italian food. If I was Jimmy Kimmel and I had a spine, I'd be like, how would I know that? You look like the fucking poster child for Weight Watchers. How would I know you love Italian food? I'd be like, look at my cousin, the Spanish guy who stands on the other. That motherfucker has got a car problem. If he says he likes Italian food, I could see that coming. Twiggy over here. No, that's a bit of a surprise. But a thin douchebag who doesn't really eat, who's pretending to learn Italian because he loves food, that I could see. That I could see coming. That to me sounds like more of a fucking theory than anything else. That sounds a lot more plausible than the shit that you're spouting out of your fucking thin, non cacio pepe eating face. Thank you. I had to work cacio pepe into the show somehow, or else I'd lose $2 to Uncle Glory Hole. So also win all around. Got to make that J-Sabs money back. You know what I'm saying? We're just flushing that thing down the toilet. So we're going to get more Seacrest. And, the thing is, I mean, look, the stereotypical thing, everybody's got the same material. You could have, oh, thanks, Raven. Here. LOL. Have you seen the portion size of them rich dishes? He probably is starved. Yeah, motherfucker's starved. Do you know what a portion size was in my family growing up? Do you know? Like, this is Seacrest? Seacrest doesn't know the first fucking thing about Italian food. Italian portion size is you put enough on the plate that you have a hard time breathing. That's when you know you have eaten enough food. Have you ever seen Italians eat? They go like this. They take this big, like, do I still have the lung capacity to pull in oxygen? That's how Italians judge on whether or not they've had enough fucking food. And you're going to sit there wearing a suit with a vest on it that's a size fucking 28 and go, I love Italian food. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Because I've had enough of your bullshit. Honestly. Honest to goodness. Like, like my grandmother would make sure that you could not see the plate whatsoever. And then you'd get through it and she'd be like, how much do you want for seconds? And then when you said, Grandma, honestly, I'm okay, she'd be like, what the fuck did I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning for? Breading chicken cutlets and making sauce. And you're okay with fucking 3 chicken cutlets? You having another fucking 4 chicken cutlets. You sit down at this table. You're not getting up until you finish fucking 7 chicken cutlets. That's grandma. Okay. That's what it was. That's what happened. Manja is right. Yeah. Manja is right. People think manja means eat. Manja in Italian means eat or I'll fuck you up, little boy. That's what I thought it meant. That's what it meant in my fucking house growing up. You know what I'm saying? That was like, you were like, holy shit, grandma's pissed. And you're like, no wonder. She's been up since fucking 4:30 with her, with her hand in raw pork. I mean, that's no way to live. I'm into Italian food, so I'm fucking learning Italian. Oh my God. If I could smack the shit out of somebody, it would be Ryan Seacrest. I'm more upset over this Italian comment, which I think is like 6 years old. I don't know why I got this interview sent to me of stupid fucking Seacrest on Jimmy Kimmel, but I did, and I watched it, and that's what he said. I'm learning Italian because I'm such a fucking foodie. God damn it. I'm getting more angry the more the more we're talking about this. Feels like a therapy session where I start and I go, no, that's fine. And then by the end of it, I'm crying, walking out of the fucking room, wondering what happened. Hold on a second. This is it here. Jimmy Kimmel from 2 years ago. Let me see if I can find this part. I just fucking hate him. I don't even know. I don't know. Fucking Seacrest. Then he's talking about he loves Kathy Lee. Who's the second Kathy Lee? The fuck is her name? All right, wait. I'm getting to the. Hold on. Oh, okay, here we go.
It is so frustrating to try and learn a language.
Wait. Yeah, let's get back.
To do anything, and yet I hear you're learning to speak Italian, which seems like a big endeavor. It is
Well, let me stop that right there. I hear you're learning to speak Italian. Yeah, what, in the pre-interview? Because one of Ryan Seacrest's quote unquote friends, or as I like to call them, producers, was like, he's learning Italian. Ask him about that. Like oh, I heard you're learning. No, it was a fucking pre-interview. He's a douchebag who has no life.
So frustrating to try and learn a language at my age. I'm 46 years old, but I wanted to do it. I, like you, I'm a huge foodie. I love food. To me, anytime I go to a restaurant, I want to meet the chef. I want to take a picture with the chef. I just want to have everything they have. Everything they have. Yeah. What is your signature? Let me taste it all. And Italian food is my favorite. So I thought, all right, let me try and learn Italian. So I started.
Is that not the fucking stupidest thing you've ever heard of? Let me tell you the moment I know that was bullshit. He goes, I like to taste everything. Look at me. Look at my face. Does this look like the face that just tastes? Does it look like I sample things? Right? Do you think Italians go, I'll just have a little? Do you know what a little is to my grandmother? It's a fucking plateful. Okay? It's a fucking plateful. I like to taste it. No, we like to eat everything. Okay? We want to eat everything. We don't go, I'll just have a little taste. That's some Hollywood brown rice and broccoli bullshit. Okay? We don't fucking taste shit. We eat. We manja. All right? We're not over there going, I'll just have a taste. I'll just have a taste, please. Oh, not that whole thing. I'll just taste. Got an American Idol taping later. Do you know how hard it is to learn a language at 40s? Nobody fucking asked you to. Nobody. Are we supposed to feel bad for you? Nobody fucking asked you to learn a language. You know how hard. You know how Oh no! Tell us how difficult your life must be. Learning a. How is it hard forcing yourself to do something that nobody gives a shit besides you? I mean, tell us about that journey, please. Inform us, enlighten us. You fucking douchebag. You know how hard it? No, tell me how hard it is. I'm forcing myself to learn how to double dribble, backside, triple axel, slam dunk. I'm teaching myself right now at the moment. It's very difficult. It's very hard. You guys have I can't even begin to tell you how hard it is, but trust me, I'm going through a lot right now trying to learn the triple axel slam dunk with the basketball at fucking 5'7". You know, I mean, this guy, like, I don't understand these fucking famous people. Who gives a shit? You fucking idiot. Never am I like Mexican food. I love tacos and quesadillas. I'm not sitting here going, oh, I'm learning Spanish so I can get closer to Mexican food. What? No. Does that make any fucking sense to anybody else? Does that make any fucking sense whatsoever? I love fries, so I'm learning French right now so I can enjoy my French fries better. You fucking idiot. Let's see here. What is this? Beth Cummings. My son knows chefs in his area of California. On a visit to the newly designed kitchen, he was drenched with a huge pot of boiling water. I have to ask him if he quit visiting kitchens. Is that right? I would love that. I'd love if he was hit with a big pot of boiling water. Such a douchebag. Can't stand it. Bird, I'm making tacos right now. I hope you're listening to Rosetta Stone. You shouldn't be listening to us. You should be listening to Rosetta Stone teach you how to do Spanish, Bird. Because I don't know if you could properly make a taco unless you speak the native tongue. What fucking happened here? How did you get this name? Alphabetical side effects? Holy shit, that's a lot of emphasis on syllables. Good for you. Alphabetical side effects. Nice name. That's a visual joke. Those listening won't get it whatsoever. Anyway, everybody's upset with Ryan Seacrest because he needs another fucking job, like I need another fucking pound added to me, or like I need to learn another language at this point in my life. You know, I'm fucking 40 years old. Guess what? Not learning another language. It ain't happening. I'm not going to wake up at 46 going, you know what I want to do is expand my linguistic horizons. You should be lucky I know the term linguistic at this point. I'm not learning a new language. It ain't happening. That ship, my friends, has sailed, sunk, and imploded. It's not going to happen. Timely joke. But Seacrest doesn't need to host another fucking show, let alone the dream job. And I'll tell you what else. You know who I really blame for this? I blame the producers at Wheel of Fortune. Here's why. It's the reason why everybody hates the Yankees, right? The Yankees are a great team. Then they go out and spend $250 million on Alex Rodriguez. They get the best player. They're already the best team, and then they get the best player. It's not necessary. Wheel of Fortune should have pulled their pants up, traveled around the country, and found somebody who can be a wonderful and amazing host. Look, is Seacrest going to be a good host? He's going to be just fine. He obviously can host it. He was the obvious heir apparent. He's number one. He's king of the short interview. He has no soul or personality. He clearly doesn't know how to fill his days. He could sit there and be a hollowed out version of himself and ask people dumb questions in between spins. So it's going to be just fine. But I think this could actually backfire on them because it's so not intriguing. Nobody is going to want to tune in to wonder what he's going to do because it's going to be nothing. Now, the Wheel of Fortune's not going to lose any viewers. They're still going to have viewers. But like we saw with Jeopardy, you get a bump. You know, you let this person try out. You let that person try out. You know, this one hosts for a week. That one hosts for a week. People tune in. They want to see it. They're curious. They're blowing that opportunity. Nobody is curious. Nobody is curious to see how Ryan Seacrest does. It is going to be the most lackluster, non-exciting passing of the baton that we have ever seen. And it's a stupid move. They could have got somebody exciting, new, with a unique voice. I'm not saying you want to get somebody like, crazy or controversial. No, that's not it. But you could have literally plugged anybody in there, and that would have been more of a, who's this person? Who's this girl? What's that guy? Like, you could have really done it up and made an intriguing choice. Instead, you went for the safe play in Ryan Seacrest. And here's the other part of it too. They're paying that Sajak. I don't even know what they were saying, like 20 mil, 15 or 20 mil at the end of it. You're probably paying Seacrest probably 10 mil at minimum if they could have gotten him for that cheap. You get some nobody off the street. You could have paid him $1 million, 800 grand, 1.5, whatever. Look, Drew Carey was a star. You could tell he wasn't going to be in movies. He had done the TV thing, like the sitcom thing. He was tired of that. You look at a guy who's talented like Drew Carey, and he goes, do I want to tour the country for the rest of my life trying to make money? Or do I want to just sit in California and host this fun show for an hour a day, collect a paycheck? So that makes sense. Somebody around Drew Carey. By the way, Drew Carey is funny, comedian. There's plenty of non-controversial comedians that could have gotten, this gig. You think about like he's probably too talented, sells out too much. But like a Jim Gaffigan, somebody like that would have been a ball of laughs. Tons of fun to do this instead of fucking Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest will be dull and boring. And judging by some of the reaction, I mean, listen, it's probably going to be just fine. I would not be surprised, though, if this hurts them a little bit because people are so pissed. It's definitely going to hurt them in a sense of they're not going to expand their audience. He's not bringing anybody new in. It's just not going to happen. People who are watching that show are going to watch that show no matter who the host is. Now, Vanna White, by the way, is lawyering up. This is an interesting little twist to this story. Vanna White, who knew Pat Sajak was going, has hired a lawyer to protect herself. And she's alleging a couple of things here. She's been on Wheel of Fortune since 1982. The week that Sajak said he was going to retire, or that they knew, she went out and hired a lawyer. This is a big-time entertainment attorney, Brian Friedman. Friedman is kind of a crazy dude, been involved in TV a lot. He is said to have also been retained by Don Lemon, who's suing CNN over his departure. He also represented Mike Richards. And if you remember, Jeopardy gave the show to Mike Richards, who was the producer over there, the exec producer for a long time before he blew it, and some old footage of him saying something who even fucking remembers anymore. He represented him. So this is kind of his specialty. Burn TV hosts are this guy's specialty. She retained that person because she says since 1982 that she's been there. In the last 18 years, it was 18 years ago where she got a raise. And that she's been making around $3 million a year since 2005. She's received bonuses, which I don't know what kind of a bonus. Congratulations, Vanna. We've counted, and you have turned 750,000 letters this year. So that is a bonus for you. I don't know how Vanna White gets a bonus. Maybe she's got a ratings bonus tied in. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why they would give Vanna White a ratings bonus. Be like, we're doing so good in Sheboygan. It must be because you've been hustling on the board lately and really turning those B's and W's. Doing a great job, Vanna. Here's an extra 50,000 for you. But she said she's not had a raise since 2005, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because making $3 million a year, hard to feel bad for you. But at the same time, when Sajak's over there making $15 million, I don't know if he's worth 5 times the amount that she's worth. And I'm fully aware while saying that sentence that all she does is touch a screen and walk. I am well aware of that. But Pat Sajak's up there making $15 million. I could understand. It's weird for her not to get even some sort of incremental raise. I mean, maybe the producers are, well, she's getting bonused out. What's the difference? But you would think that you would get some kind of a raise in there. But she's fucking she's lawyered up. You know, and she's ready to go to battle with Sony Pictures. Those are the ones who produce Wheel of Fortune. She's going to hit the pay discrepancy issue hard, she says, as well as a possible gender discrimination with respect to her salary. Vanna White's contract is reportedly up at the end of 2023, 2024, so next year, and she's reportedly hoping to secure a big payday should she stay on the show. It's unclear how much Seacrest is going to be paid, but I'm guessing at least in the worst case scenario, $8 million. I mean, there's just no way Seacrest signs on for a show like this. He's not making well over $4 or $5 million. There's just no fucking way. A lot of people said that she would be the host. I didn't think she was great as the host. Honestly, I thought she was great doing what she did, playing off of Pat Sajak. You know, and I don't know if she's going to play off of Ryan Seacrest, but I am a little surprised to hear this because you would think they'd want to keep some continuity through Seacrest and hold on to her for as long as possible. Like, I would hold on to her until her fucking feet fell off. Until she was literally up there going, can somebody just push me in a wheelchair and I'll touch the things? I'd be like, okay, at this point, maybe we want to talk about having somebody come in here and sub for you. But I would keep her, and even I would keep her through a couple of months of the wheelchair days. I would. What's that shit that they go on? You sit on and you go up the stairs. What do they call those things? I'd get one of those for her. Fucking glide her ass across the fucking board there. Let her touch the buttons. As long as she could still do this. As long as Vanna could still fucking touch shit, we would be fine. I would have Vanna in that fucking seat no matter what. Because I wouldn't want to change shit. I'm going to do one step further. In the promo shot, I'd have Vanna in the foreground, slightly bigger, Seacrest in the background, slightly smaller. That's me. That's just me. Do they call it a chairlift? I feel like that's not a fancy enough name. But I think Miss Justice is right. I think it's called a chairlift. I'd have Vanna's ass in a chairlift. I'd have her in there. Vanna Lift, I'd call her. And she'd be over there just fucking turning vowels, having a good time. We'd be like, look, everybody, Vanna's still here. There's no reason to pull your advertising. We still need to print money. Not a good look. I also don't know if it's a good look for her to lawyer up to if she's heading into a contract negotiation. Usually people don't work that way. Stair lift? Is it stair lift? Maybe that's it. Aussie says stair lift. Laura says stair. Yeah, stair lift, chair lift. I guess it's all the same. We'd call it the Vanna lift. We'd have the Vanna lift up there, the board lift, whatever we want to call it. And we'd have her in there making it happen, fucking turning those letters, having a grand old time. Just having a grand old time, baby. Appreciate all the comments coming in, all the co-hosting. Jay Sabs keeps messaging me that she's finishing her hair. Fucking show's going to be over soon before she makes it on. I don't know what Frank is up to. He said he would be here just a smidge late. I think he's helping file a lawsuit for Vanna White, if I could be totally honest with you. That's where I think Frankie C is right now. He's over there in the lawyer's office going, you're right, Vanna. Those fucking sexist sons of bitches, we're going to make them pay. Rosanne Barr was on a podcast over the weekend or yesterday, or time doesn't matter. And it was somebody who I admire greatly. I don't get to listen to his podcast or watch it all that often, but I do love him in clips online. And that's Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn, very funny gentleman, has a Southern kind of bit to him. His shtick is Southern kind of guy. He's got the whole business in the front, party in the back. He's got that whole thing going on, the haircut there. And he hosts a show called This Past Weekend with Theo Vaughn. And Rosanne Barr was on there, and she said that the Holocaust, or nobody died during the Holocaust. It's hard to keep track of. The Holocaust didn't happen, or nobody died during the Holocaust. There's a variable. There is a difference there, I guess. The way now that sounds horrible, and I'm not defending Roseanne here. Believe me, I do not want to line up on Roseanne's side. But she didn't mean it. And you'll get a sense of it when I play it for you. Was it funny? No. But Roseanne's in a weird place right now, I feel. you know, she's in this I've been canceled and now everything is cancel culture for me kind of thing. I think she put her last special on Fox, whatever that streaming Fox thing was, which listen, I'm not an listen, I have plenty of love for my Republican friends. If you're conservative, you're okay with me. I don't have a problem with you. But I do know media, and I do know that going on a cable news network streaming service, bear in mind CNN's lasted 10 minutes, and Tucker Carlson himself said nobody watches the fucking Fox thing. If you're putting your specials on there, you're not doing well. And I'm looking at you too, Rob Schneider. If you put your shit on YouTube or Twitter, you are seeing more eyes than you are on a fucking whatever that Fox Now. Is it Fox Now? I don't even know what it's called. Fox Nobody Watches Us streaming service. So she put her last special on there. So obviously it's tough times for Roseanne Barr. I think she's extraordinarily funny. I think she's a legend. I think she's great. I think she's lost her way, figuring out how to deal with her status in life nowadays. I think she was pissed about losing the Roseanne O'Connor show there, whatever the fuck that was called at the end. I don't even know. I think she's angry. I think she's been canceled for some weird shit. And I think she's also done some really weird shit. But the deadpan delivery that she gives when she says the remark about the fucking Holocaust just doesn't exactly make a lot of sense. It also followed up a line where she's talking about how Biden could get 81 million votes by winning 36 counties. Excuse me. The truth is that Biden got 81 million votes by winning 36 counties, and that's just incredible. It really is. And that is the truth. Nobody died in the Holocaust either, she said. That's the truth. By the way, Roseanne is Jewish herself, which is important to know because, you know, a sane person, people wouldn't joke about this, but Jewish people get a little more of a break to joke about that kind of thing if they want to. And there could be some funny, humorous stuff around this. People have done some jokes in and around the Holocaust and have been able to pull them off. Very difficult thing to do. But I think she's joking here. Let me pick this up. I'll play the clip for you here. This is courtesy of the Theo Vaughn This Past Weekend podcast. And you'll hear Theo's response. He kind of just laughs it off because I think he gets that she's joking. It's a deadpan delivery. You know, I'm not saying it's funny, but I don't think that she meant it. And the response from her and her team since has clearly said that she didn't mean it.
So it wasn't rigged.
Of course not.
Yeah.
36 counties have 81 million people in them.
Yeah.
See? That's the truth. And don't you dare say anything against it or you'll be off YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all the other ones because we have, you know, there's such a thing as the truth and facts and we have to stick to it. And, you know.
It's scary.
And that is the truth. And nobody died in the Holocaust either.
No.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
It should happen. 6 million Jews should die right now because they cause all the problems in the world, but it never happened. But it never happened.
Yeah. So you hear him kind of be like, oh my God, like, you know. So her saying that 6 million Jews should die now is clearly a joke. I would know because it's a bad joke, and I've made a lot of those. I'm kind of an expert in the band. I can see it. Do I get good jokes? Sometimes you get lucky, but bad jokes I could see coming because I'm really good at those. A lot of bad jokes, and I could spot a bad joke, and that was a really bad joke. Again, she's 100% Jewish. People have been calling for comments like crazy. Ronald Lauder, who's the president of the World Jewish Congress, said that Barr's comments were, quote, Nazism in its purest form. Again, see, this is where I think the problem is. Like anybody, like this guy should be like, his response, honestly, in the World Jewish Congress should be like, who the fuck cares about Roseanne? That's how you should handle this stuff. Not, that's Nazism. I don't think it's Nazism, but I think the way you get past these things and you fucking shit on Roseanne is not to call her a Nazi. It's to be like, nobody cares about Roseanne Barr. Okay? That's the end of it. Nobody gives a shit. But these people who represent other people and every every Jewish people have it. Italian, oh, the fucking anti-defamation Italian. Those people are the fucking worst. I can't stand those people the most. If there's anybody who doesn't represent me, it's somebody in an Italian anti-defamation league bullshit. Go fuck yourself. You're worse than Ryan Seacrest trying to learn Italian, acting like that's going to help him eat Italian food better. They just don't represent the people that they quote unquote say they represent, you know? And that's this guy, if you ask me. And he's calling on Apple and Spotify to remove the episode. It's like, will you give me a break? There's more fucking people paying attention to this episode because of this outlandish and crazy ass fucking comment than anything else.
Huh?
Speaking of outlandish and crazy, Jay said.
Wow. I walked in at the right time, right?
Yes, during the anti-Jew stuff. You love being anti-Semitic, don't you?
Love it.
Yeah.
Rosanne Barr, though, I missed it. By the way, did I miss talking about how Madonna died?
She did not die.
What? My friend just texted me.
No.
Okay, check social media.
Get out of here.
Okay.
I'm fucking falling for it. I have to. I have no choice. She's not dead.
I know. I just wanted to make you.
Oh, you got me.
Okay. Rosanne Barr. I heard that she did that. She said it like as very sarcastically as a joke, you know. I know you don't really joke about that, but you know, come on, it's Rosanne Barr. Do you really expect anything different? No.
No, that's just, you know, it's a good point. That's always been her shtick, right? She's always been that shock jockey.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not Jewish, but even if I just wouldn't be offended.
You're not?
By that. No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
not. I wish I was. Did you see the jelly donuts they eat at one of their holidays? I'm fucking jealous of all shit.
Right.
Got the nice weather on all their holiday. How could you fight? How could you argue that they're the chosen people? It hasn't rained on one of their fucking holidays since I've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's unbelievable. You walk out, you go, why is it fucking February? Why is it sunny in 85? Oh, it's Jewish holiday. That's it.
Oh, right. Exactly. Oh, okay.
Fucking miserable and rains every Christmas. Wow. How could we argue?
It's so nice. It must be a Jewish holiday.
Yeah. How can we argue with them? Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, and then everybody's doing the thing where they're like, oh, you have a comment. And like her son was like, I think the fact that you're talking to me is a sure sign of how ridiculous we've gotten today.
Right.
You know, because now it's like, will Roseanne apologize for what? We should all be ignoring her. Like, it's not, it's
like people
stupid.
Ignore me.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a fucking stupid, dumb thing that that she said that wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Who cares? By the way, also, I think her point is ultimately, if I can get meta on everybody, everything has been taken from her. What else are you going to take from her?
Right, exactly. Well,
sure. You know.
So what does she have? Nothing. Sorry, I'm fixing up my hair because I just did it. Go ahead.
Yeah. By the way, we're 56 minutes into this episode. I
got about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I had to hear about how you're doing your hair for the show, and then you come on, and that's what I don't think so. That's not 50 minutes worth of hair doing right there.
Oh, actually, I had a phone call, so it wasn't all of that.
Okay.
So
I mean, it looks nice, but it doesn't look like 50 minutes of working on it nice.
Definitely. No, this was very fast because I was on the phone call for long. So.
All right. Well, it looks better than Frank's hair.
Thank you, also, Annie.
Oh, there you go. It looks good in Australia. Maybe I have to be on the other side of the world, going in the opposite direction to see the.
That's the only way it looks good.
Richard Branson this week is starting his "Let's Bring Rich People into Space" trips, charging them $450,000 a seat on the heels of the 5 people just dying after paying $250,000 to be underwater. This is like starting an airline on September 14th, 2001. I don't get it. I don't. Not one person in his company could be like, can we put a delay on this for a week or two?
Well, they're thinking, well, this is going the other way, so we're good.
It's not we're going up, not down. We should be fine. All right. That logic checks out, I guess. That logic really checks out. I saw a lot of funny comments on this about like the $450,000. And one person tweeted, "No thanks. I prefer to die for free." It's kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow, they're going to launch tomorrow. $450,000 a seat. I think it's going to be, let me see here, 3 Italians and a Virgin Galactic flight instructor.
That sounds like a beginning of a bad joke. So 3 Italians and a Virgin Galactic instructor. Welcome to a bar.
Yeah. It does sound like a bad joke. I feel like we're going to...
Hold on. Where's Frank?
I don't know. He said he was going to be a little late.
You know what he's doing. He's opening up the prize that he won the other night.
He was very excited about his betting.
I mean, that dance
was great, wasn't it?
Poor Erin. That's all I have to say.
She lets him get on top of her. That's amazing. And she found a way to write a book in between all of it, which is honestly, it's the most heroic thing I've ever heard. You know, the guy who, 127 hours, he chewed his own arm off to get free. What Erin has done is more impressive to me
right.
than that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good luck to the Italians. I feel like the 3 Italian line in there is weird to me going on this voyage. I feel like we're gonna get one of those TikTok videos where it's like, here's where to get the best cacio e pepe in outer space, and it's gonna be a whole fucking thing. Right. That's a new thing now. I don't know if you've known. Janine and I will talk about this in a second. We talked about TikTok trends that we see.
Ugh.
For some reason, everybody wants to tell you where the best cacio e pepe is in Rome, and I have news for you. It's all the best. It's fucking Rome. All right. The fucking cheese just came out of a goat's asshole 15 minutes ago. It's going to be amazing.
Well, let me tell you something. I love that.
Cacio e pepe? Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I am not a white sauce person.
Thank God you said sauce. I was really worried.
I don't like fettuccine Alfredo.
Really?
I think it's the most... I don't like it. It's too much.
Well, is it the cream? Because there's no cream in cacio e pepe.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I told you, we had that tasting menu in Miami, and they had cacio e pepe on it, and oh my God, it was so good that I said I want to make it, but I have not made it yet. Nice face.
Wait, this is when you were in Italy?
No, Miami, at an Italian place.
All right, sorry, I was blowing my nose and I just heard E at the end of it, so I wasn't sure.
Oh.
Good cacio e pepe in Miami. That's surprising. Feels like it's too hot down there to make any sort of good pasta.
Oh, they had really good pasta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Janine and I were talking before. This is how I know it's good. Like, because Janine's my conspiracy theory person.
Yeah. Thanks.
She texts me and she goes, "Are you getting a lot of delayed flights out of New York City TikToks on your feed?" And I'm like, yes. Okay. I don't know what it is. I got a couple theories.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'll tell you this. On Sunday, I got the first one I saw was on Sunday. And it was some woman who was like, I don't know what it is, but there are no flights leaving out of New York City this week. Mm-hmm. She goes, watch what happens. People are going to be complaining about the fact that they can't get out of New York City. And now it's here. And I'm like, what the fuck how did she know? The only thing I can think of is the wildfire smoke is coming back. I think we're getting that tomorrow.
Well, some people were saying that they said it was because of the weather. But, okay, so someone who was supposed to come to the outing, he came from Virginia. And he was supposed to get in Sunday, I think 12 o'clock. And he did not get in until Monday morning because every flight into LaGuardia was canceled. Every flight.
Wow.
Why?
Why? I blame Pete Buttigieg. He's the first one I think we got to look at, but I don't know.
Then they were saying JetBlue people, there's not enough pilots at all. And this guy came on and he said, he's like, I was on a flight. I was getting on a flight. We were delayed. And then as we got on to our next flight, the pilot was at like the gate, like when you walk through the like getting on the plane, and he was talking to people. And somebody said, what is he asking them? And the person said, oh, he's telling them, like, I've been up for 28 hours straight. Do you trust me to fly this plane for 2.5 hours? So he's like, I didn't believe it. And then I got up there and the pilot said this to him. And he's like, well, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to say yes and give you confidence? Or do you want me to say no? And then you have no, he's like, I didn't know what to say. Then another person was like, we're looking for 3 people to give up their seats. You heard it being announced, and we'll give you $1,300 to give up your seats. Now, people were not doing it because they know they could get up to $10,000 nowadays. So they were really holding strong. I didn't go back and check. I mean, I probably would have been one of those people, but I don't know. It's very strange. And then of course I got flight attendants, and they were like, it's only just starting. You watch, but they wouldn't say about what. So it's like, do they know something?
Is it because like there's not enough pilots to go around right now, and we're heading into the summer? They're starting to take they're all taking vacations, so their fleet's kind of getting spread thin. Could that be it? Is it like that innocent, or you think it's something?
I don't know. I find it very strange. I find it very strange that no flights were allowed into LaGuardia on Monday. Or to take off too. And it is true. It's not a lie. So you're telling me all day long they couldn't do that? And yeah, it was there was like sprinkles here and there, but it wasn't horrendous thunderstorms. Am I wrong?
No, it's well, what night was it? Tuesday? Or maybe it was Monday night, but it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We had a bad thunderstorm, but it was flying at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Guess what? I didn't wake up because of that. And people said they heard things of thunder. Did you hear it?
Dude, a literal lightning bolt shook my entire house.
Yeah, nope. Did not hear anything.
It was about midnight or so, and I was still up, and it was a really close lightning, and the house kind of rattled just a little, but it was very loud. And I was like, oh shit, I was worried that the kids are going to get up and get scared. And I was just sat there and waited and nothing. And I went to bed, and it was like 3:30 in the morning. And it was weird. It was one of those things where you wake up right before it happens.
Yep. I know what you mean.
I woke up, and then all of a sudden I saw the big flash, and boom,
Really?
and the whole fucking house moved. And I was like, oh fuck, they're gonna be up forever. And I kind of like just waited for a couple of minutes and nothing. I was like, holy shit, I'm surprised. But
Well,
it was
lucky.
Loud.
I don't know, but they said because of the weather, but there really wasn't thunderstorms. I don't know. Maybe up there. Does it thunderstorm up there but not down here?
That can happen sometimes. I think the weird not thunderstorms, but air pressure and lightning. Maybe, I don't know. I'll tell you what, it was so bad. I looked outside for the mark. So when I was younger, I was in Jersey, my family's house. Same thing hit. It was so fucking loud.
Was it?
It shook the entire house. We go outside. Like kind of after it was all said and done, there was a patch of grass like this.
Oh, really?
Burnt to it, still kind of smoking, burnt to a crisp. The fucking thing hit the ground, right? Which is kind of rare. Usually hits the highest thing. Hit the fucking ground. The grass is on fire. It's crazy.
Okay.
Never forget that. Yeah.
It's crazy though, but I don't know. What do you think it could be?
I don't know, but it's weird that somebody on Sunday was, and like you said, all these like they were predicting. Now,
yeah, they said it. They said watch for delays in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I know that this stuff is all kind of intertwined, and that can happen. Like if they don't think they can get planes out, They won't send them in. I get that, but it seems like a really an advanced kind of thing that nobody is fully explaining to us, which is what's so bothersome about it.
Sus.
Very sus. Like usually at this point you have somebody go, all right, everybody calm down. This is what's happening. This is what it is. You know, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. Couple things I've been seeing on TikTok. I am stuck in watch TikTok.
Okay.
This guy Vokum. Have you heard of this guy Vokum? I don't know who he is, but this guy has popped up on my page. He's in the Diamond District, which for those of you who don't know, there's literally like one street in Manhattan. Oh, you know, what's the movie with Adam Sandler kind of popularized it?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Stones, Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems, yeah.
Uncut Gems. Remember that girl's clip?
Uncut Gems.
That kind of showed it. There's this weird street in the city. It's like 2 blocks. It's like catty corner from the NHL offices, and all the diamonds are sold there. There's watches. Everybody has like their little booths in these weird little malls. Some people have offices like in Uncut Gems with the buzzer and all that shit. This guy, he just goes, he buys watches. He calls it fast flips. So he'll go and buy a Rolex, and then he'll go to somebody else and sell it.
Yeah.
And he'll make like $1,000 or $1,500 just flipping it in a video.
Okay.
And I caught one of them, and he's like, I'm going to try and do this. So I think I caught I think he had been selling and buying watches for a while, but I think he kind of figured out, oh, if I do this in one video, it's going to fucking like if people can see me making $2,000 in, 2.5 minutes, this is going to take off.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm fucking hooked. I
can make $2,500 in a couple of minutes, but I won't share how.
That's usually the only other way, besides fucking putting a Rolex around.
Right.
It's incredible. And I'm seeing other people, and I love these guys. There's a couple of these they're like Israeli, Middle Eastern, Spanish, Italian. Like it's so hard to tell. They all fucking talk the same crazy language.
A lot of them are Middle Eastern.
But you don't really know the difference. And they're all like, they all have their own terms on closing the deal. And did you know that the thing around a watch is called a bracelet? With all the links, I didn't know that. They all have the different shit to it. But there's some of those guys that are there that's where I bought my wife's engagement ring.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because like any true Italian in New York, there's only a couple of ways. You know a guy who sells it out of his house or the back of a truck, or you go to one of these fucking people and they're like, I know this guy and he's this. So you got to go and you go in the place and you go up to the second floor and you walk past the thing and go around the back and there's a guy.
Hand job. Yep.
The little thing, right? And he gets the diamonds out. So that's where I bought my wife's ring. And all those guys are the same, but the smart ones have a hot broad with them. There's just like a hot chick there.
Right.
And she's just there and she's just hot. And she smiles at the people. And then people just fucking buy these crazy watches. And I don't understand how this guy does business. Like, and they all kind of know though, like they know he just bought it for $15,000 and he's selling it to them for $17,000 because they're going to sell it to some fucking schmuck for $19,000.
Exactly. I was going to say, yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
The crazy thing. That and boxer dogs. Boxer dogs have been showing up on my TikTok like crazy.
Really? Do you want one?
Just being adorable and cute. We've been talking about getting another dog, but it's not like an immediate thing.
Okay.
But that's been my TikTok. I can't get away from those fucking those videos.
They're probably a little tough.
What about you? Just conspiracy theories and fucking planes and shit?
Yep.
All right.
That's this week's. We'll see what next week brings.
Biden snapped at a reporter. That's it.
I want to see this.
That's
you have it?
I do have it. If you really want to hear it, he was doing one of the helicopter interviews, which I don't know why this became a thing with presidents. Every president has done it. They're getting on the helicopter. The helicopter's loud as fuck. Nobody can barely hear anything. They're sticking microphones in his face. He's old as shit anyway.
Right. He can't hear nothing anyway. Huh?
I was gonna say, yeah, he can barely hear shit anyway. But they always fucking stick the microphone in their face and asked him the questions, and somebody asked him, I forgot what the question was exactly, but it was like, are you worried about you're going to get taken down by the shit that, the China deal and your son? Yeah.
How involved were you in your son's Chinese shakedown text message? Were you sitting there? Were you involved? Were you? Were you? No. President Biden, how involved were you in your?
So that no was pretty. If you see the video, he gets his angry. He gets his angry.
Oh, I like when he gets angry.
Yeah. So that's that. He's pretty pissed about that. That's all I got on that. Last thing and biggest shock is Andy Cohen kissing Jennifer Lawrence on Watch What Happens Live. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. They've. I don't know what it was, but they came in. She's promoting the new movie that she's got there. She's on Watch What Happens Live. I guess the idea came up of them kissing, and she said that you've kissed John Mayer, but you've never kissed me.
Oh.
And then she goes, I guess he's more your type. And he goes, I'd love to kiss you. And he laid a little smoocheroonie on her.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Good for him.
Got a little kiss in there.
But isn't he gay?
Very.
Okay.
It
doesn't count.
He's the pride of the gay community right now. He's the best gay we've got.
He is the best gay we got.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that the gays would be upset by this, that he's pretending to be on the other team.
Right. It's okay. I've kissed my gay male friend on the lips.
Recently?
Yeah, like last night. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that true? Because I was gonna honestly, the God's honest truth. She just got married like a year or two ago, whatever it was, and I read that, and I think, did she have a kid with this person? I don't even know now.
I don't know.
But she's married, and you see this from Hollywood from time to time. This bugs me. I know you called me crazy jealous, and that's okay. But I see something like this, and I'd be like, if that was my wife, I'd be like, the fuck are you doing?
Let me ask you something. What about if she kissed a girl? Would you?
No, that's hot. There's nothing wrong with that.
See,
it's good natured and fun. No, honestly though, it would be less insulting, but it would still be a little hurtful, I think.
Okay.
I just don't look, you have to act. That's one thing. I get that, but to do a bit, like this is bit and shtick, and you're kissing somebody, even if he's gay, it doesn't mean with all of those things in there, I still am a little bothered.
Wow. Okay. I'm surprised.
Yeah. It still feels like a weird thing to do because honestly, at the end of the day, it's not that funny. And it's honestly not that hilarious.
You're like, okay.
Not
that funny. All right.
I don't know. Am I crazy? I feel like all right. That's pot and kettle black right now because your husband looked at some chick's ass a while ago and it's still bothering you to this day.
Exactly.
Would you be mad if your husband kissed somebody as a bit?
A lesbian or another male?
Yeah, let's put it in the best terms of exactly like this. Let's say he kissed a lesbian.
It's weird. It's weird, but it's more acceptable for a gay male to kiss a straight woman. It is. It just is.
For a straight guy to kiss a lesbian?
Yeah.
Let me think about this. Let me digest this for a second.
Just like it's more acceptable for two girls to kiss, haha, than two guys to kiss, haha. Sorry, brother, because I know he loves to kiss every male that he knows.
He does. He really does. I've seen him kiss more men than I care to admit.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's more fun for two chicks to kiss, but I'm a dude. What else would I think?
Right. Well,
But I even think it's more acceptable amongst women too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It is.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to ask me if I ever kissed a girl? Okay, fine.
Have you ever kissed a girl? I don't know.
I kissed a girl on the lips as a joke. I never made out with a girl. Although a lot of girls have, even if they're not lesbians.
A lot of chicks have. Yeah. That seems just like a thing that chicks do. They're like, I'm just going to make out with my friend tonight. No big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
In the comments, please let me know if you're a girl and have kissed your friend and are not a lesbian.
Yeah, heterosexual girls will kiss a girl for a goof, but heterosexual guys outside of your brother will, well, let me rephrase that. Then he would not be, we're not entirely sure of his heterosexuality just yet.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But yeah, dudes just don't go, I'm going to kiss, but your brother does. I'll tell you what, your brother appeared in the TikTok recap of the thing. He looked handsome as fuck.
He did? How come I didn't see it?
He looks like $1 million. I mean, he looks coked out like he always does, but he looked like $1 million.
I didn't see him in it.
Yeah, he's in it. I'll tell you why you didn't see him. Do you want to know why?
Why?
You were in the same frame, and you probably were just looking at yourself, not me or him.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. I know that's correct. I know that's 1,000,000,000% correct.
Right.
Because I was talking, so that's easy to ignore, which you do. And he was in there right next to me, but you were in the background, and I was like, you must be fucking just laser focused.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's okay.
I guess we should go right into that then.
We should. I don't know. People are raising their hands. Is this if you've made out with a chick? Kaylin, Aussie Annie.
Aussie Annie doesn't count because she's a lesbian, right?
Well, she says gay girl, so I'm assuming so. But I just think the women are more open and flexible that way.
It's true.
Than dudes are. But also dudes can't emote. So it's not just the kissing thing. It's just emotion and feeling and being a human being for the most part. A lot of that stuff we have.
A human being.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about the fundraiser. Congratulations. Really an amazing job.
Now, is that your first time at one of those from one of mine golf outings? Yes, right?
Yes, I was supposed to attend last year, and at the very last minute, I couldn't.
Okay.
But I plan on being there last year. Yeah, this was the first. Was it at the same place last year?
Yes.
Now, I heard that it was much more well attended this year than last year, and there were more like everything was better because I was there, is what I heard.
I mean, basically, we had about 50 more people join us for dinner, I believe.
You're welcome.
You being one of them.
Wait, was that a weight joke towards me, or were there actually 50 more physical other people there?
50 more physical people.
Got it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, good turnout. Thankfully, it didn't rain this year because last year it poured.
Did it? Wow.
Not good.
No, that's not good.
Not good. But it was very humid this year. But it's June in New York, so what do you expect, right?
I have to tell you something. We showed up, so we got there. So it's the golf outing, what time does that start? 9? 10?
They have to be there at 10.
Okay, so 10 o'clock. It's the golf outing. They get a lunch and more golfing. Then there was like a cocktail reception, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So we got there for dinner.
You missed the cocktail hour?
We got there just towards the end because
my
niece was watching the kids. She was working. She got here. By the time we put it all together, we got here at the end. And we show up, and everybody who golfed looked like shit.
Yep.
They look like they had been through it, And I get it because I haven't done a 18-hole day in a while, but that's fucking exhausting.
And add humidity to it.
Yeah. And the first person we saw was your sister-in-law, and just out of instinct, I gave her the finger, we were walking in, and then we saw her at another entrance, and I just gave her the finger out of instinct. And I think she got a little mad at me, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. She was kind of like she looked surprised and she was playing it off as a joke. But then I actually felt bad about it.
Well, you better publicly apologize here and on the group text then.
I'm going to have to. Mm-hmm. Well, here. I mean, I'm ignored here just as much as I am on the
right, exactly.
So why go through all the effort? But I was like, she's like, oh yeah. I guess she was one of the volunteers. She said she had been there since 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
That's like a 12-hour. What time did you get there?
We got there together.
Jesus God. So I don't even know what time I left. Mm-hmm. Was it 9? It was probably around 9. So it was like a 12-hour day for you.
Yeah, I got home about 10. So 13-hour day. It's fine. You know.
Dear Lord. I got to tell you, it was intense. So for people, I mean, I'm sure people have been to fundraisers and shit, but it's like you get there and Janine had this whole room filled with like prize baskets and silent auction stuff. So it's like, do you want to buy a ticket? And gambling problems. So I'm like, let's buy 500 tickets. And so we got a couple of tickets and now we're trying to put it in the basket to win. And it's like, as soon as you get that done, like you guys did a speech. And then there was the speech, and then there was food, and then there's food, and then they're calling out. I felt like 2 hours passed in like 3 minutes because it was just like jam packed with just shit to do. Like,
okay, you know why? I felt like because there was so many people this year, it was like boom, 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 boom. We got to do this. We got to make sure we do that, and blah blah. It was a lot at once. It was
a lot. And it was just like before I knew it, they were like clearing tables, and they're like, get the fuck out, like because that was it.
It was fast.
Yeah,
it was.
Yep. Yeah, it was a big thing.
Sorry.
We showed up in time to see our advertisement thrown in the trash, which was all our hard work, all Frank's hard work all year long.
Now, I do want to let you know you were out on a hole because you were a shared hole sponsorship.
I heard it wasn't a golf hole, though. It was the glory hole one. I heard there was a little piece of paper taped over the hole in the bathroom.
All right, maybe.
Actually, is there a sponsor for that? Because I would love to be that one next year.
That would be great.
We could make that happen. That would be so thrilling.
I'll send that to them in an email. I'm not sure if they'll know exactly what I mean, but...
What hole is this podcast sponsoring? The glory hole in the bathroom, please.
Right.
If you could tape it up there.
That is really... So the thing is, since you can't really go out after it's all done because it's like pitch black, basically out there, we have to hurry up and get everything off the golf course because we're not allowed to leave it there and like pick it up the next day anyway. You have to go get it.
Right, because there's some other douchebag there at 5 o'clock in the morning the next morning trying to tee off and
Right. So So we have to clear off all the signs, all the drinks, the coolers, set up too. So it's it's a lot.
It was just so fitting because if you watch the video on TikTok, and please go watch it there. It's on YouTube, but only a minute of it. It's on Instagram, but only a minute and a half. It's like almost 3 minutes of a recap.
Oh, I didn't see it on TikTok. See, maybe that's what I didn't see it on TikTok. I only saw it on Instagram.
You got even on Instagram. It says go to TikTok to watch the rest of the fucking.
Maybe I should pay attention. Go ahead.
Watch it there. Go to our TikTok and God damn it, follow us for the love of God. We got 0.001 people on TikTok following us. That we do the rest of the show. Everywhere else. Anyway. What was I saying? No, so how you see it in the video is literally how it happened. Because I was like just going there to support. I wasn't going to do anything. I thought maybe we'd film a little something inside for the people. And then I was like, Cuddles looks really nice. I put on a shirt that required buttoning. So I'm like, maybe we will. I'm like, let me just take a couple of things, the clips, and we'll see what happens. And so the first thing I shot was the sign of the place, the mansion at Oyster Bay, which how did you get that fucking place? That was way.
People who know people.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with that. That place, I don't even know what the fuck. It was good.
That place fucks?
It fucks hard. That place is a lot of fucking money. I was the poorest son of a bitch that ever stepped foot on those grounds.
You really think so? No.
That place, Oyster Bay?
Oyster Bay, yeah.
There's a lot of money there.
There is.
Fucking Billy Joel money there.
I know that.
Is it that's a private club, isn't it?
That one, I don't know if that one is.
No. Well, for people who don't know, Janine had it at the mansion at Oyster Bay. I will say it's not a typical mansion, but it's one of those. This is a mansion in fucking 1848 when the friggin' thing was built.
Right.
Little gate in the front, like really like old school money. So I filmed that, and then right past it, they were giving away a fucking Range Rover or some shit. So it's like there's a sign that says "Win this car." So I filmed that, I filmed the Range Rover, and then as I'm walking in, right by the entrance near the garbage, is our sponsorship sign. It was the third thing I saw within 10 seconds of being there. And I'm like, all right, then now we're going to make a video. This is going to be the thing, just to show that off.
So my mother saw that and she said she was dying laughing. I'm like, that's not nice. Yeah, no. We've had it there for 4 years already.
Our sign in the garbage? Oh, you mean the golf outing?
Yeah, that's it. That too.
4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yep.
Is this the most well-attended one, or was it was?
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. What am I going to,
Thank you. Thank you. But you're right. It was kind of like boom, boom, boom. Okay, this, that, man. Honestly, you want to hear something funny? I didn't even know our friends won best score. I had no idea because I was so busy with something else that I had no idea that they even won.
Jerking the guy behind the bar who was making the cocktails? Yeah. He was handsome. I got it. I kind of wanted to do it too.
We give out awards for like best male, best female, although I don't think we even did that this year. Best score, best drive, like golf shit that I have no fucking clue about. And,
can I say something? A little sexist, but go ahead.
I don't.
Until you do, I'm not coming until there's a best trans award. Go ahead.
That's next.
All right.
That'll be Frank's excuse next year.
That'll be what? Frank's award?
Excuse next year.
Oh, right.
You're not coming.
I'm surprised Frank didn't golf. He's busy. I also think his back's hurting him.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's usually right out there.
He said he definitely wants to do it next year, though. Because
I don't, by the way. I'm not going to be polite.
It's okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who aren't golfers and just drinkers. That's what you could do.
Can I tell you something? I felt like there was a lot of people there that never lost a baby and stillborn birth. I think there were some posers, some fakers.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. In fact, I started shaking some of the women and asking them for proof. And then by the third one who showed me a picture, I was like, maybe I should stop doing this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, I had no idea that in golf they call them foursomes. A foursome of our friends. They won best score.
How'd you make that discovery? Where's your foursome? You're probably like, who's fucking on this golf? I don't understand what's happening here.
The funniest is two of our friends, two of their names were in another group, and the guy who was running the golf part thought the other group won. And our group was like, no, that's us. That's us. And then
really?
This guy was like, oh, oops. So the guys already gave the award to the other guys. Did you know this went on?
No, I saw none of this. I saw all the prizes be given out, and then the silent auction stuff. And then I saw the doctor who was sitting up. By the way, thank you for putting me at the VIP table where I belong. I appreciated that so much. Because off in the distance at what I like to call the loser table was where Frank was.
Right.
And then even further past that were our other friends who were even farther back, which just made me utterly happy the whole entire evening.
You're welcome.
So at the guest of honor table where I was, with the doctor was, now is she the doctor?
No, she is a sonogram tech.
She works. Okay.
Yeah.
She's saving lives. She's fucking helping people out, making it happen. Much like myself. And she got an award, which I was happy to see. I liked her speech. I didn't see any other. Oh, I saw our other friend get the longest drive award.
Right.
Because I couldn't believe that, because I'm like, he definitely made that up. Like, he definitely just put the ball next to the hole and was like, look at how far, everybody. But that was it. That was the last one I saw. I did not see them give out the best foursome award for the night.
So that's who won, is the longest drive guy.
Yeah.
That group. So what happened was they gave the award, which is a trophy with like a cup in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And those guys actually put beer in that trophy and drank from it.
At the outing?
And then also had to give that back to our friends.
Oh, wait, the guys who thought they won and didn't win? Oh, that's so fucked up. So they got a cup, they won the trophy.
Yep.
And somebody already drank beer out of it when they got it.
So that's why.
How was it confused? I don't understand. Did they name their foursome the same name or something?
They had a, I'm just gonna say J and they had a J and a David on that other team too.
Oh, so they had
So
the same.
The guy saw the names and just thought the other team won, but
because he was like, I know this Jay, I know this David. These are the winners. Oh, that's fucked up. So did our friends say something?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Of course they did. Come on, of course.
Because I was so proud. Like when I saw, our friend sent a picture of himself naked with underwear in the trophy, which I didn't appreciate that. And then first thing in the morning. But I was proud of him. I saw it was a funny move. I was very, very proud of him. But I didn't see it. But I will say this. We pulled a Frank. We just left. I don't even know if we said goodbye to you.
No.
Yeah. I think we said goodbye to Rita. That was it. Because she saw us on the way out. But we were like, Dee went to the bathroom, which was close to the exit. I was out there and I was like, are we going to go back in and spend another 20 minutes saying goodbye to people, or can we just get the fuck out?
Just fucking leave.
And we just fucking left. And it was a great feeling. I loved it.
Well, okay. So it was funny because you guys did not really know who the doctor was at first.
Okay, this is some sexist ass shit.
Go ahead.
We also slightly racist.
Go ahead. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
We sit at the table. And Janine goes, that's my doctor. And it's a man and a woman. It's I don't know what kind of a brown haired woman, a beautiful woman, and a Chinese guy. And you call me racist if you want, but I just assumed that the Chinese man was the doctor. I was like,
no, he is. He is the doctor.
Oh, he is a doctor. Oh, but he wasn't your doctor.
No. So he was my high risk doctor. He's part of a practice where it's him and the other guy. And the other guy is the one whose face is all over everything. Like, he's the main doctor. He trained the other guy. So I did not know that they were coming. I did not know until like earlier that day that he was actually going to send people, since he sponsored part of it. Like, he gave more money than you did. So he got 2 free tickets. So I had told him, and then finally the girl told me, oh, doctor and the other girl are coming. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And that's why I told him, I was like, listen, I'm giving you an award. You don't have to say anything, but if you want to, you can. And she's like, I'll say something. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. And he's like, I'm not saying anything. I'm too embarrassed. I'm too shy. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So anyway, it's really funny because he didn't realize that I was going to be there. And I haven't seen him in almost 4 years. So when I first saw him, he's like, hey. And then he's like, oh, wait, it's you that's running this. I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, I didn't realize. He's like talking to me. And I'm like, does he really remember me? And then
you showed him your vagina and he was like, now I remember.
Yeah. No, I made a waxing joke. Like a vagina waxing joke.
Oh, that was the guy. That was the doctor.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, now I remember. Because honestly, like, when you go to this type of doctor, a lot of women can feel like, it's like nervous, like, because obviously you go in there and you're gonna find out like if there's anything wrong with your baby, like right away, like, it's just. So when I would go in there, I would crack a lot of jokes
because you were nervous.
But me, I crack jokes anyway.
Yeah.
But he always laughs so hard at them. Like, he was like, oh, you're funny, Janine, right? And like, I would talk to him like he was like I wouldn't talk to him like he was a doctor, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't be like, so how what do you think, doc? I'd be like, so what is that on the fucking screen? Like, and he liked that. But he's also very young. I didn't realize that. He's only 42.
That's I was gonna say 24. He looks amazing.
He's young. He looks younger than that too, right?
Yeah, he looks really young.
But also extremely smart. I mean, he's Asian, and I said that too to him. I'm like, well, he's extremely smart. He's Asian. He starts laughing at me, and like, I don't know. So anyway, he was like embarrassed to talk. I'm like, hello, like what the fuck? So anyway, she said she would. So then she did. But it was really funny because Frank's wife thought they were together.
I thought they were together too.
I knew that they weren't together because she was my sonotech too. So anyway, it's really funny. And then your wife made a blowjob joke in front of him.
Did she really?
Yes.
Oh no. I didn't hear this. What'd she say?
She's like, oh, he's going to be begging for a blowjob on the way home. Something. And I saw him like look and laugh. And then later on, I go, I apologize for my friends. I go,
Oh my
actually,
God.
no, I don't. I said, you probably have the same kind. He goes, yes, I do. So he's like, okay.
What kind of a world are we living when you're apologizing for other people being inappropriate?
Right,
You
no.
know they were inappropriate.
No, it was just funny, you know, because like my brother's there, obviously. Who knows what he said too? I have no clue.
Mm.
But anyway, they had like a great time, which I was so happy that they really, because I
Yeah.
said, you know, like how many times do you guys have to go to these fucking boring dinners? And they're like, no, we had a great time and the food was great. I was like, okay, good. So I was happy.
But they're not fucking at all. Like maybe
No.
even possible. Do they have significant others or?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
No, that doesn't really mean anything today world. So
I guess not. Because when I saw them, the first thing I have this thought everywhere where I'm like, good for him. Because I always feel like every guy is overachieving with the girl that he's with.
Okay.
But I was like, good for him because he's fighting that Asian stereotype. But at the same time, I'm like, but he is a doctor though. But he was so young and confident looking. I'm like, he must have a real fucking big dick on him.
Even though he's Asian.
Yeah, even though he's and even to keep her, I'm like, she's a really pretty girl. Like he must have a huge, just a killer hog. And then when you're like, oh, they're not together, I'm like, oh, that's disappointing.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
that's so funny. Yeah, I know. But you know what? I was glad they had a good time. I was glad that they, you know, they were just laughing the whole night. They really were. So good for them.
This makes me laugh. Paul and Glenn are arguing in the chat about if we're more left or right leaning.
Oh God.
Glenn is accusing us of being too left, and
definitely
Paul,
right. Definitely right.
Paul is saying we're more right. That makes me so happy that you really can't nail us down. That makes me
Now can I tell you what I did that I don't even want to say it, but it's almost too funny not to share.
Please. Is it embarrassing?
Yes.
I love it.
So embarrassing.
I can't wait.
To do it. All right. So in the morning when the golfers came in, they had to check in, gave me their name. I told them about like the golf contest that we had, like, you know, the longest drive, something called a mulligan card, you know, stupid shit, right? So this guy's talking to me, young kid. He had a British accent. So I was like, you know me, I joke around with people. So I was like, did you just put that on for today? Or did you travel a long way? So he looked at me. I'm like, your accent. He goes, oh, I don't have an accent. I have a speech impediment. Oh
my God, Janine. Oh my God. Holy shit.
Now, I wanted to fucking die. But Lee said I smoothed it over pretty good. But honestly, he legit sounded like he has a British accent.
How do you confuse a British accent for a speech impediment?
Okay, I should have recorded him because Lee thought it too. She thought it too.
Yeah, that's less embarrassing putting his shit out to thousands of people on a podcast.
I know. But oh God, so fucking embarrassing. Okay.
And he's there to help you raise money for a cause that's so dear to you.
But Anthony, he really fucking sounded okay. He really sounded British.
I have a speech impediment. All right, then 007. Get your golf clubs. Let's go. Holy shit, that's bad.
Yeah. Okay.
That's really bad.
Oh, so fucking embarrassing.
I feel horrible about the whole. Like I said, it was such a beautiful night. Now I have a different opinion on it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And then my brother is convinced that I put a laxative in his lunch.
He told me this story.
He did?
He just told me he had to run off the course.
He did.
I love your brother and our friend Ray are the two most hilarious people because
okay.
No matter what, we'll gather together. Especially Ray has this problem where if he's eating anywhere not at his own house, he says the same shit all the time. Restaurant, my house, your house, whatever it is. It's the same text the next day. Anybody else get sick? And you think to yourself, I watched you eat 6.5 pounds of food yesterday. Like, of course you're going to have diarrhea and shit yourself the next day. Like, there's just no way you're not going to be sick on the toilet.
Right.
And your brother's the same way. Like, I'll watch him pound 3 cheeseburgers and then like 2 hours later go, I don't know, something was fun. No, you're
can't imagine why I'm shitting my brains out.
Yeah. You're eating an insane amount of fucking food. That's why. I don't know if he shit before he ate lunch or it was right after lunch. I'm not really sure.
It was after because husband asked if I could bring them lunch on the course because there was like a halfway house where you could like 4 holes met up there. So you got lunch and he thought the lunch was ending earlier than it was. So I was like, no, it's not. So I was like, let me get it. So of course I volunteered because I love fucking driving the golf cart. I have an obsession with it. If I could get a golf cart and just drive it forever in my life, I would get one.
It's a powerful thing.
Them. It is. So anyway, he's golfing with my brother and this other guy. So I was like, all right, I'll get them a hamburger and a hot dog each. I'm going to put sauerkraut on my husband's hot dog because I know he likes that, and ketchup on his hamburger because he's not a serial killer. And for the other 2 guys, I'm not sure if they like sauerkraut. So I'm just going to put ketchup and mustard. And I'm not serving ketchup on a hot dog to a man. I refuse to do that. So sorry if you like ketchup on a hot dog, Anthony. So anyway.
I must have gotten a hot dog, but go ahead.
Okay, good. So I drive to them. I say, Gaetano, this is yours. My brother, this is yours. The other guy, this is yours. My brother was like, why did you give me like that? And I was like what? He's like, you gave me this specific one. I'm like, yeah, because I put like sauerkraut on my husband's hot dog. I don't know if you want, whatever. It's like, okay. He was like, definitely did something to this. I was like, what do you think I did? Well, I was inside setting up and I see him jet inside. And I was like, he's like, where's the bathroom? And I'm like, over there. He didn't even talk. I was like, oh shit, probably have to shit. So and now it's a long time. I'm like, oh, I guess he went out the front, whatever. He comes back out. And I'm like, you in the whole time? He's like, yeah. I was like, did you have to shit? He goes, oh yeah. And then he yells at me later, what did you do to my all right, food? I'm like, nothing.
I'm genuinely concerned for your brother because he was a little paranoid when I was there.
Yep.
He's like, did you take my ticket? I go, what ticket? He's like, there was a ticket in my pocket. Now it's gone. I go, did you feel me reach into your fucking pocket? He's like, no, I don't know if I dropped it or he's like, you took it, right? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. I have no idea. I don't know if you ever found the ticket, but I didn't. And he thought I was literally fucking with him took his ticket. For like 20 minutes, he was like, where's that ticket? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Nick.
Yeah, he was out there. Let's see here. Kaylin had the same thought that I had. That's the equivalent of assuming someone's pregnant and they're not. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Jay Sabs. Don't be sorry. She's an inconsiderate.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Shit. Everybody here, if you would have heard him speak, you would have said, "Oh, that guy's British."
I can't imagine confusing a speech impediment for a British accent. I just
when
don't
you think
see
of speech impediment, what do you think of?
Like a lisp, or like just like the syllables kind of fall off a little at the end, like that kind of.
There's so many. So I don't know what kind he has. Is it British speech impediment? Maybe. There are so many different ones that you can have. So, so upsetting. I can't fucking believe I did that. I told my mother, she goes, oh, no. And I was like, oh, God.
What you need to do is donate some of that cash you stole to the fucking Speech Impediment Foundation.
And then And then you guys made me explain how I sent a picture of my fake vagina to my boss that time to the doctor. Do you remember this?
That wasn't me. I heard you talking about it, but that wasn't me.
He's like, "What'd you do?" And I was like, "Oh God, okay, well, I'm doing it. I'm telling you." So she couldn't get it. She couldn't get it first. She's like, "Wait, how'd you do that?" And then she's like, "Oh God, okay."
I think it was one of the other that asked that story, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I don't know. It felt like it was your side of the table.
Who maybe, I don't know. Who, by the way, he was the contracting company that did he donate money and as
one of them? Yep.
Yeah, because I was thumbing through the program because I'm like, they threw my advertisement away. I wonder if I at least made the program. And I saw the size of his thing, and I was like, "Holy shit, this guy must have gave a lot."
Yeah,
made me feel bad. I was like, "Oh, we really should have done a little bit more."
Please,
because ours was scrunched down into the. In fact, I think you literally just you Sharpied into the one that was just on my table. I didn't see it on any other programs, but I was like, "Wow, this guy's doing pretty all right for himself if he's fucking buying an ad that size."
Yeah, right.
Jesus. The other thing is, Oceani had a lovely question, which is, how do we donate in the name of Diana Hope? Is it a PayPal thing? You're asking the wrong person, Diana, because...
Oh, God, this is the other thing that happened. I didn't even ask you about this, Anthony. I forgot to.
I have to tell you. So, you're all palette. You know, I'm in there. It's okay, I will say this. Obviously, it's a tragedy what happened to you and all these other people. But I think what you've tried to do since then is normalize talking about it, right? It was kind of the whole point. That's kind of been Janine's mission. And so, and by the way, I've caught some shit for joking around about some of these things, but I feel like I'm helping that normalization.
You are helping it.
Okay, thank you. If I'm being a dick, you just tell me.
Okay.
But so it was a nice, you know, people may think, oh, it must be a solemn. It was a wonderful atmosphere. Like it was quite celebratory, you know, and everybody was in a good mood. Like it was so cheery and just wonderful and just nice, you know.
Oh.
Like the guy who is the guy, the other couple there?
So they're the ones who originally wanted to do a golf outing because they lost their daughter. They lost their first daughter too.
It was like a year before you did, right? Or do I have that wrong? Oh no, it was probably around the same time.
Yep,
a year after. Okay. Yeah, because I said it was 5 years. And he was up there talking. The husband was up there talking, and he got like emotional and started crying. Honestly, I swear to God, I welled up a little bit because it was.
No.
Yeah, I really did.
Oh.
Partially because I felt what he was going through, and also because I felt I can host this so much better. Why am I not up there? And then, like, Frank could also do a better job at this than this guy. I don't know what you guys were thinking, but I guess he was genuine, so I got it. But you all did a nice job speaking. But like, it was very jovial, and just it was a wonderful. Like, I felt like everybody was together. You know, it was just a wonderful feeling. So I was knocking back a couple of cocktails, having a good old time. I was driving, so kind of my thing when I'm driving is a couple of quick cocktails when you get there, feel really good, then you have some food and you sober up and you get home, you know?
Right.
Because the way I eat, you know.
Right.
By the second plate, you're completely sobered up. So, but I was in the midst of being buzzed, and I took a picture of you. Of hosting, because I was very proud of you. You did a really good job up there. I almost slammed somebody's head into a fucking wall over that mic feedback because that was uncalled for. We could have fixed that too.
I know.
But you were a trooper. You didn't let it bother you. And then I took a picture with Frank and I put it out. And then on Instagram, it's like, you know, is this a part of a fundraiser? And I was like, how are you reading my mind, Instagram? So I hit it and I searched Star Legacy and it pops up and I hit it fast. By the way, again, not something on me, but I'm going to put a criticism out here to the mansion at Oyster Bay. Maybe your lighting get fixed because it was hard to see in there when you're on the phone. I hit it and I just send it out. And I didn't realize you could like adjust the amount. I didn't know anything. I was just like fundraiser and
Never did that before, right?
And so it was $100 fundraiser. Cuddles, like 5 seconds later, goes, somebody already donated $100.
Oh.
And I'm like, that's really fucking wonderful. And I'm like, I don't even know.
You're right. Who was it?
Who this is. Okay, so I go to find out who it was because it turns out you can see who it is. Brian the Cannon Bannon.
Oh.
Who is this most sweetest guy, the most genuine and wonderful person in radio. And
that's really nice. Thank you.
And Frank is in radio, and yeah, I've known him for 30 years. And I confidently say Brian is the best person and most generous and wonderful person in radio. He instantly gave the money.
And so then tell him.
So then I get home and Cuddles goes, did you look at this thing? And I'm like, I look at it. It's not the Star Legacy Foundation. It's the 5-star legacy, 5-star. Starlight, whatever the fuck it was. Whoever scam they were pulling. I picked the wrong fucking charity. So I was like, oh, look at how much I'm helping and look how nice Brian is. Now we got money going to some fucking God even knows what.
Well, you know what? He could go back and take it back.
Can I tell you something? I spent almost 2.5 hours of my life yesterday trying to figure out the online with Facebook support, trying to fucking figure out how to get the money out of this.
Oh, come on.
Godforsaken charity, which I think it was for like underprivileged kids, which if I could be with my fellow Republicans here for a moment. If they're in the womb, I care. Once they get out, they can go fuck themselves, right? If you can't feed yourself at 3 years old, you can go scratch, okay? I was 2 when I got my first job and figured it out. So go fuck yourself.
I mean, hello, right.
But, you know, in the womb, and I'm all for you. So that's where I want my money going, you know? Also, I was there, cracked a Bud Light, poured it out, refused to drink it. Just kind of hammer the point home to everybody.
Just like a lot of people did. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I had to fucking figure it out, and then I had to like write him. I'm fucking sending him help articles on how to get your money out of these fucking things. Because now I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna give you the money back. They said it would. If I do this, you can get your money back. I don't know if you got to do something. So I'm fucking sending him shit. I'm like, you're so his only problem is being friends with a fucking moron. That's his only issue in life. Is that so? That was unfortunate. So you know, I don't know. I fucked that up big time, so I apologize.
Oh my God, please. Well, your heart was in the right place, and that's all that matters.
Shit, my eyes weren't like in my fingers, so I could fucking pick the right thing. Now, did you just tweet? Is that the one to give? That's the link right there.
That's the link.
All right, we'll put that in the description too for the replay people. They can click on that if you have the means to give. That would be lovely. Not every dollar that goes to that organization gets skimmed by Janine. They do some good work, so it's secure. I could assure you of that. Now, if somebody from the show donates, will you throw away their stuff in the garbage immediately, or will you?
Well, I think only. Yeah, I will.
Okay. All right, I'm just checking. Overall, though, it was a good night. I'm very proud of you, honestly.
Oh, I'll be honest. I get extremely nervous to speak in front of a crowd. I can do karaoke with no problem, no drinks, but give me a microphone and tell me to talk in front of people. Like, I get extreme nervousness. But right before I was like, listen, come on, you could do this, whatever. I have to have something like written to speak because if I get up there, it's going to be like, you know.
Did you have any cocktails or no? You didn't drink at all?
I did not. Nope.
You guys didn't eat. I don't know.
No, not really.
I noticed that not that I track this stuff, but I noticed that Leanne had like a full fucking plate.
Yep.
Because she was running around helping you.
Right.
Which was a shame because I tried to get her steak and your brother got away. But you didn't have any. I did give you advice. You ignored me.
What'd I say? What'd you say?
I said you go up there, you tell everybody. They say if you want to not be nervous, you picture everybody in their underwear and look at the cock on this guy. That's how you fucking open up the room.
I would have loved to said that and then point to the Chinese doctor.
I'm telling you, that guy was breaking stereotypes. Probably had a girthy fucking dick on him too. That's what I think. He was just very confident, very, very confident for his height.
Aw.
Yeah. So, all right, but you did good.
Well, thank you. You really think I did a good speech?
I thought you did a good speech. We brought this up the other night. I haven't held you to it. You did say you were doing stand-up this summer, and we're getting awfully close to August. I haven't seen you write anything or do anything. Just gonna disappear from the screen any moment. I can tell. Are you writing material? Or because you should have broke out some material there. That would have been a nice little place to try out.
How's everyone doing tonight? How about those stillborn babies? Yeah.
You could have tried 2 minutes of current event stuff just to kind of loosen up the room a little bit.
So, what's everybody think about these canceled flights?
Who's on TikTok? Show of hands.
All right. Who wants to give me some money to show off my tits? Let's go.
No, but you had so many friends in the room. You could have picked on any one of us. And
that's true. Fuck, there goes my... Okay, there goes always next year.
And gotten over on the room. Like, nobody believed that our friend David won the far. Like, nobody believed it. I asked around. I'm like, does anybody believe that David really hit the longest drive today? Mm-hmm. And they were like, over that athletic guy over there and that athletic guy over there? No.
Before I start, I just want to know, how much did the guy who probably ate like he had 5 assholes tonight pay the golf guy to say, I don't know, what his longest drive was, or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
They're Swing with the Stars champions, though. They have that title for a year.
Oh, like, they do.
I expect next time we go to our friend's house, that trophy to be prominently displayed.
It better be above the fireplace.
I was going to say it should be in the much like when you win the Stanley Cup, you keep it around so we could pour champagne. And when everybody comes over the house, you pour a little champagne and everybody takes a sip, knows what it's like to be a champion.
Like Jesus
would do. Yeah, that's what I expect. All right. Well, link in the description if you want to help and donate to the Star Legacy Foundation, the Swing for the Stars event. Is that you do that and the walk? Is that the two big things?
Yep. And actually, next year, I'm trying to see when, I would love to do a wing eating contest.
That would be so at the golf thing or separate?
Separate.
I'm down for that. That you can count on me showing up for.
I've actually helped with one, so
that shit's fun. We should do
it.
It
is fun. It is fun, and it's very exciting too.
Yeah, and plus everybody with the burnt, bleeding assholes the next day. You make it a whole...
Oh my God. You definitely get a text the next morning. Anybody's asshole bleeding on fire?
Here's the award for bloodiest next day asshole.
Goes to... Oh, same winner as last year.
And this is unfair. He had 2 hemorrhoids coming into this event, but still, he put away a lot of wings. So let's give it up for David, everybody. You should really
he's definitely winning that. Go ahead.
You should really do that. That would be a lot of fun. Do you want to say or even give a ball? Because I feel like you bring in a ton of cash on the walkathons and everything. How much have you raised so far since you've been doing this?
Oh, I have not
You haven't tallied it up?
I haven't tallied it up.
You should. I would be curious. I feel like you've done a lot. You've done way more than I know that I would.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like anytime I've ever cared for a cause or anything, I've raised, if we were lucky,
you've raised $100 to the wrong cause. I'm just kidding.
Whose ass do I have to fucking pummel to get the Star Legacy Foundation on the goddamn Facebook donation thing? That's where you guys should be.
They are there.
Lies. I would have never made a mistake like that and chose the wrong one. I don't think you're on. If you're going to go on Instagram for me later and you're going to see, I don't think you could pick them.
It's Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram. But I think, it's the same company, but I chose it on Instagram. I'd also like you to do this for me. I'd like you to send a cease and desist to 5 Star Legacy Fuckface Foundation and tell them to stop cashing in on your name to try and raise money.
Because I'm sure, guess what? You're not the only person.
What kind of pieces of shit would take advantage of a stillbirth organization trying to make the world a better place and raise money off of the backs of all those parents.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, on our way going out, after just watching a little bit of the Ryan Seacrest topic, I will never watch you again. Your language is disgusting and putrid. I'm sorry I missed that.
Oh, is that a comment? I thought you were saying that. I was
No,
like,
no.
Who are you? Well, I mean, to be fair, Ryan Seacrest said he was learning Italian because he liked Italian food. That's offensive to me.
Oh.
Not as a fat person, not so much as an Italian. Still, it's a lot of, I don't understand why we're supposed. He said in it, he goes to Jimmy Kimmel. Do you know how hard it is to learn a language at 46? Nobody asked you.
Oh.
Who asked you to learn a fucking language?
Right.
Because he goes, you know how much I like Italian food, so I thought I'd learn Italian. What backward ass logic is that?
Huh?
So I got a little upset. Okay, I got a little.
I'll have
angry.
to go back and listen then.
I might have got a little out of hand. Might have got a little out of line myself.
Yeah,
and
she's not gonna like what I have to say about the British guy.
Yeah, just wait. That's the problem with this live chat. They could be watching 45 minutes ago, but it'll come up now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, when she gets to the part where you insult the shit out of somebody who has a speech impediment who came just to help you.
Good luck.
All right, that's it. Damn it.
Okay, bye.
I'm giving everybody 2 hours. That's crazy.
Long.
That's crazy. Yeah, see, there you go. Janine can't even wait another minute and 30 for the friggin' outro to play. I like Robin too. This is the best response ever. Come on, Kathy. Robin, you are amazing. After somebody just wrote a paragraph and a half calling me putrid, Robin's response is, come on, Kathy. Come on, Kathy. Come on. I'm sorry, Kathy. I wish you'd loosen up and have some fun. I thought the Ryan Seacrest bit was quite appropriate and rather entertaining. At least I entertained the shit out of myself. I don't know if anybody else caught any of that. Thanks to Jay Sabs. Thanks to Frank, who did a good. Frank's hysterical in the video. Frank literally bid on nothing but betting. Watch the video on our TikTok right now. Link in the description below. Also at anthonyonair.com. We're out. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for voting. Thanks for buying the book from Erin. We'll catch you guys all on the next episode.
Show me potato salad.
Come on, Kat. Come on.
Maybe we should go now.